Hello there, fellow sheepleather buyer. Harvey here. I'm smoking in my Savinelli 320 Trevi some 3 stars blue. This is a really lovely Monday morning, and this is gonna be a video response to 11 questions from 2 different videos. One from Jack the Guitar Guy, who made a very interesting question, and the Wandering Recluse with his set of 10 questions. I haven't give too much thought into the questions, so you will have to bear with me if I ramble a little bit or if I get lost. Okay. Since it's only one question, Jack the Guitar Guy, he comes first. He asks about what's your pipe personality, pipe persona, and it's in the sense of what's your kind of like preference on the pipes, and he puts as an example that he's more inclined or gravitates towards classic pipes, classic shapes, and the look of the classic. I would say that I enjoy that look, but it's not my preference. My preference would be, although this one is kind of classic, I mean, at least you can find it in the charts, right, in those pipe charts. I enjoy a lot pipes that are kind of weird looking pipes, which has some resemblance to the Bulldog or the Rhodesian. That's the classic pipe that I would like. Apart from that, as a good example, I love my Mario Grandes, and they're quite weird looking pipes. So great question, and let's go with the 10 questions from the Wandering Recluse. And you will have to excuse me again that I'm looking down, but this is where I wrote them down. Number 1, biggest pipe smoking pet peeve. I think the 2 most common ones would be the one about you look old, right? Which doesn't actually bother me at all. It's like, whatever. But the ones that really tick me off is what you're putting in that pipe. I hate that, and especially because it has another stereotype with me, because I'm from Colombia. I don't like that joke. Honestly, I don't. Number 2, most memorable pipe smoking experience, either good or bad. I've been smoking pipes for only a year and a half or so. I wouldn't say that I have too many, but if there is something that I really enjoy, it comes to memory, is to have a pipe in the company of another pipe smoker. And for that I have to thank Kevin, because he's the only one that I can smoke my pipe with. Number 3, is pipe smoking a subculture in the present? Of course it is. I have no doubt. Look at us. Number 4, do you think YouTube will help to make it mainstream? We'll have to define what help means. Do I think YouTube will have such an impact that it will make the pipe smoking a mainstream? No, I don't think so. It will help in that direction only if, as pipe smokers, we make it mainstream. And with that I mean, if people look at us and like, oh look, I mean, he's a 30-year-old, 35-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 20-year-old guy who smokes a pipe. It's normal. I'm not talking about, oh, look how cool it looks. No. Or how intelligent, which I hate as well. It's normal. and that will make it mainstream. That will help. It will make it mainstream. I'm not sure if the brainwashing idea of how much harm you can get from pipe smoking and tobacco consumption will give up. I don't think that will happen. Pipe and tobacco. If you could take a pipe and a tobacco to an island, what would that be? I remember answering this question with Mario Grandi, and I would say that changed perhaps for this pipe. I'm really pleased and surprised with this pipe because it's pretty small, but the size of the ball is remarkably big, and since it's a small, it's light, it will allow me pipe. Mario Grandi's pipes are pretty light as well for its size, but you have to consider the size. It will allow me to smoke all day and don't get tired at all. And I love this pipe. Is my perfect pipe for me. It's very weird to acknowledge that, but it kind of is. About the tobacco, that's tricky. I will have to go to for an Arrow English kind of tobacco, and the first one that comes to mind, of course, is for me Bob's Chocolate Flake. I love that. And since it's a flake, you could enjoy either rubbing the flake and like having a pleasant smoke when it's not windy, or at a slow pace, or in the outside in a flake form. Number 6, and this video is getting really long, and I'm sorry about that. Number 6, perfect smoking setting. I don't have one. I think it's all about the company or the mood, if I'm in the mood of being alone. And if I'm in the mood of being alone, it will have to be at home, in my chair, with my dogs. And if I'm in the mood to talk, it would be my wife or a good friend. Anywhere, walking outside. So it depends heavily on the moment. One advice to a new pipe smoker: there are no rules, just recommendations. Take what it works for you and just throw away, no matter where the advice comes from, if it doesn't work for you. That simple. Number 8, how do you feel pipe smokers are viewed by the non-pipe smokers? The first word that comes to mind is weird. It's weird to see a pipe smoker. It's shockingly weird. Now, if you think about in the context of tobacco consumption, probably people will say this is as bad as cigarettes, and you don't have all the hassle with the pipe, and why don't you just smoke cigarettes? Stop being stupid. Not necessarily in those terms. The age as well, I think it has to play a role. It has to, and for that, I will find it very, very intriguing how people think that this is just a habit for old people, like 60-year-olds. But the thing is, when you ask a 60-year-old how long he has been smoking, over 30 years. So it means that it started at 30. But anyway, number 9, biggest misconception about pipe smokers. The biggest misconception for non-pipe smokers would be would be how equivalent they make it to cigarette smoking. It's tobacco and period, and it's like that, period, and you inhale and you have all the problems that you have with cigarettes, addiction, and you name it. I would say that's the biggest one. Now, the biggest misconception among pipe smokers, which I don't think people realize, is that we have I wouldn't call it stereotype, but we share more than we could imagine. That we have a commonality beyond the pipe smoking. For example, I would say that a common misconception among pipe smokers is believing that because you're smoking a pipe, probably you are more prone to be a thinker or a person who meditates a lot. I don't think that's true. I honestly don't think that's true. Many may share that, but as you share that with many people that do not smoke pipe. And 10, morning, afternoon, or evening pipe smoker. In my case, anytime. I can. This could be my breakfast, or after lunch, or before lunch. You name it. Okay, I think this video went really long, and my apologies about that. An excellent set of questions. Thanks to both of you. Appreciate it. And with that, I say bye bye. As always, my friends, puff away.